This is the fourth video of instructions on how to use the Model My Watershed application. In this video, we'll be looking at the Modify My Watershed application. So the first thing that we need to do is to define an area. Previously, we have really looked at watersheds or subwatersheds, but if we were to try to do an entire watershed or subwatershed, it would take so long to do this that it would not be practical for use in a classroom application. So rather than do that, I'm going to draw an area. I would recommend that you do that because it would then be much more effective as an educational tool. So right now I'm going to move in and identify the area which I'm going to draw, which in this case is going to be the King of Prussia Mall. So I'm going to draw around that. And all I need to do is do the corners here, double click at the end, and then it will fill itself in with the land cover type. And in this case, you can see that it's almost entirely red. So once I've defined an area, then what I do is I go up to the Modify My Watershed tab and I click on that. Once I do that, you'll see that it has brought the area that I've defined up to be much larger, so that it is at the center of the screen and much larger, which makes it easier to work on. I want to bring your attention to a couple of things on the screen which I think will be of use. First of all, here is a water balance menu. What this has is the initial condition, which is what it is right now. You can see that there's no infiltration, basically, or almost none. Very little evapotranspiration, and most of it is runoff. So the modified water balance will show the changes as we make them. There are also three scores down here. The first one is the social impact score, and that takes into account whether or not you're changing the environment in such a way that you're eliminating housing for people or that you're eliminating jobs or commercial areas, because that's a huge impact on people. On the other hand, even when you're doing things that are good, like putting in best management practices, there are costs involved, monetary costs. So there will be, even though there will be positive social impact scores, there may also be costs which will also take off some of the positive social impact. So that nothing is without cost is basically what this says. This is the water balance points, score points, and also this is the water quality, which is calculated from the water balance, from where the water is coming from and where it's going. Up in this area, we have lots of land cover types that we can select from. We have developed open space, low, medium, and high intensity development. We have cultivated crops, we have grassland and herbaceous cover, we have pasture, we have forest, and we have wetland. In addition, we have best management practices such as green roof, porous paving, infiltration basins that are vegetated. All of these help to keep water either going back up into the atmosphere, such as a green roof, or infiltrating into the ground. Now we also have rain gardens and cluster housing, which are combined best management practices. The rain garden assumes that a certain number of houses, for example 10% of the houses in an area, have rain gardens. And cluster housing has the same environmental footprint of medium intensity residential, but houses the same number of people as high intensity residential. Finally, we have no-till agriculture, which is also a best management practice, but not one that would be appropriate for this particular area.